You know, I think Max and William would make great roommates at seminary. And if you go to Garrett Evangelical, I can tell you where all the good stuff is. I've been on a cruise twice in my life. And I have to confess, I never really thought I would enjoy a cruise, and it turns out I was pretty much right on with that. But I agreed to go. For one reason, I thought I might be able to see the stars again. That out on the dark ocean, I might be able to see the Milky Way in all its amazing glory. Well, even though the water was dark, the sky was way too light to see the stars. Turns out that the cruise ships go in a line of the same route, and there were about 7 in a row that I could count. And the lights of the ships lit up the night sky. I miss the stars. I miss that heavenly light. As we learned with the children, Jesus lived at a time when the world was mostly dark. Fire was the only source of light. There were no street lights, there were no brightly lit signs, there were no electronics to keep the house lit at night. After the sun went down, homes were lit with olive oil poured into very small lamps. And light was precious because olive oil was really expensive. In the first century Israel, every person who worshipped the God of Israel knew that light represented God. The candle burning in the synagogue or in the temple was the sign that God was present. When the sun went down, everyone lived in the dark. And few people went outside after dark because between criminals and the amazing amount of wild animals in the first century, bears were present in Palestine in the first century. Foxes, hyenas, coyotes, wolves. Between the criminals and the wild animals, the world simply was not safe once the sun went down. And there was a lack of light that went beyond night. The majority of the first people in first century Israel lived in poverty. Starvation was common. Illness ended the life of 4 out of 5 children before they reached the age of 5. Violence in the Roman Empire was commonplace. There was a lack of light that had nothing to do with the sun going down. It is in that first century world that Jesus told his followers they were the light of the world. They were the presence of God in a world that needed to know God's light, love, healing, and hope. They were the city on the hill because Jerusalem, the city of God, was kept lit during the night. They were the city on the hill that was lit every night. They were the people excuse me, who would bring the light of God's presence to those who needed to experience God's light and love. They were the heavenly light so many people never, ever saw in their lives. Now today, most of us avoid places that are not sufficiently lighted. We instinctively avoid the shadows because we fear they might be dangerous. I'm going to get a drink of water, excuse me. Now, I've had the good fortune to live in 13 different communities in my adult life. And every time I've moved to a new location, be it a town, a village, or a city, every time I moved to a new location, people came forward to tell me what parts of the community were not safe to go after dark. Whether it was a village of 900 or a city of 6 million souls, people were quick to tell me what parts of the city, the village, or the countryside to be avoided. Let's face it, we all avoid parts of the community that are not well lit. We know the parts of our communities we should avoid at night. We know the parts of our county that we avoid even in the light of day. We know that gangs are present. We know crime is present. We know where we feel unsafe. We know where the light of God is lacking. We know where there does not seem to be enough of that heavenly light. In addition to the sun going down, light is lacking in other ways in our county. Heroin use and addiction are at epidemic levels. Poverty is present. Discrimination in all its ugly forms is present. Hunger, illness, and homelessness are casting shadows in our community. God's light is not reaching to all of the places on the lakeshore. So Jesus speaks to us, The same words that he spoke to the first listeners. You are the light of the world. You are a city set on a hill that cannot be seen. You are the light of God that must not be hidden. Make sure your light is seen by others. Now, most Christian churches I know of are very good at shining their light within the walls of their own buildings, because we want to take care of others. We want to make sure that our building is well kept. We want to make sure that the veterans in our congregation, as well as the children in our congregation, know that they are loved. And most churches that I know of spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of money shining their light within their own walls. And there are individuals in this congregation who are very good at shining the light of God in their own lives. Here at Lakeshore, many of our members belong to service organizations that spend their time and energy sharing the light of God. Now, those organizations may not call what they do sharing the light of God, but we know that's exactly what they're doing. Many of us take time to care for our neighbors and our friends, and as individuals, we're pretty good about letting God's light shine through our lives. But as a church, well, we tend to put our collective light under a bushel. Churches as a whole tend to avoid being the cities on the hill that shine their heavenly light brightly. And I think we're kind of shy about being the light of God in our congregation. Now, we might be shy about being the light of God because we're so turned off by churches and pastors that use God's light to enrich themselves, to get rich with money and power and influence. There are so many churches and so many pastors that use the light of God to serve themselves rather than serve others. Know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I need a little bit more response. You know what I mean? I have 3 people doing this. I wasn't sure if it was a tremor or if you meant yes. Now, we may be shy, and we look at those churches that are using God's light to benefit themselves, and we think, boy, if that's Christian, I want to be that. And we may be shy about letting God's light shine through our church because, well, we're afraid that doing God's work as a congregation will take more time, energy, and money than we are willing or able to give. We may be shy about letting God's light shine through our churches because we can't agree where in the community we should let God's light shine. We may be shy about letting God's light shine through us as a congregation because we're worried about the health and the well-being of our church. We believe that we don't have the time or the energy or the money to turn on the electric lights, much less let God's light shine on the community. And let's be honest. 18 months ago, Lakeshore Church really did have to focus on adding fuel to our own fire. Our church's light was really kind of too low to shine brightly into the community. But through the grace of God, your energy and your generosity, our congregation is fueled up and ready to go. Lakeshore Church is now in a position to let God's light shine through our church into the community. As my mother would say, we are strong enough physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially to let our light out from under the bushel to shine brightly in all the places in our communities that need to know God's light and God's love. Lakeshore has been a hidden gem in our community, but now it's time to let God's light shine through us. That's the purpose of the networking conversations. If you have not yet taken a networking conversation sheet, please do. They are found in a manila envelope on the door of my office. Now, there are 2 manila envelopes. One says worship reports, which you're welcome to take, but they're mainly for confirmation students. The other says networking conversations. Please take one. Go to a service organization, an individual, or an agency that you know that is doing the work of God in our communities. An individual, a service organization, or an agency that is letting God's light shine through them, and have a conversation so that we can come and report back, so that we can figure out what 1, maybe 2 places we can focus God's light through this congregation. If you've already taken a conversation sheet, please have the conversations returned back to me. Because, friends, we live in a world that is filled with places where God's light does not shine. And Jesus is saying to us, you are the light of the world. We are the followers of Jesus our Christ. We are here to share God's heavenly light with those people and places in our communities that need to experience God's presence, God's love, and God's light. As individuals and as a congregation, we are here to share God's light in all the places it cannot yet be seen. We may not be able to see the stars in the sky. And I can tell you for sure you won't find them on a cruise ship. But we can shine God's light for all to see, because we are followers of Jesus our Christ. There's an old song that some of us may know or remember, and if not, I'm pretty sure you can pick it up pretty quickly. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. Hide it under a bushel. No! I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No! I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No! I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Oh, let's say, blow it out. Won't let Satan blow it out.